The sacred site I chose to present about is the Cologne Cathedral in Germany. So here's some general background information on the Cologne Cathedral before we begin the presentation. The cathedral is located on the Rhine River in Cologne, Germany. The cathedral is considered sacred towards Roman Catholics. Something I found extremely interesting about the cathedral is that it took 632 years to construct, and in 1996 the site was added to the UNESCO World Heritage List of culturally important sites. And the reason why I chose this site is because my dad, he traveled to Germany for a business trip, and when he came back, he told me all these stories about the Cologne Cathedral and how cool he thought it was because of its beauty and its history. The people who this site is sacred to is Roman Catholics, specifically German Roman Catholics. Here is some information about the Roman Catholic Church. The Roman Catholic Church is the world's largest Christian church with 1.2 billion members. The Catholic hierarchy includes cardinals and bishops and is led by the Pope. The Church teaches that it is the one true church divinely founded by Jesus Christ. It also teaches that its bishops are the successors of Christ's apostles and that the Pope has supreme authority over the Church. The pictures at the bottom of the slide show Jesus Christ, the Roman Catholic Savior on the cross, and the Holy Bible, which is the Roman Catholic Holy Book. The Cologne Cathedral is located in Cologne, Germany, which is the fourth largest city in Germany. The city of Cologne is located on both sides of the Rhine River, which is Germany's largest river. When the construction of the Cologne Cathedral was commenced in 1248, the site had been occupied by several previous structures. The previous structures were thought to include perhaps an old grain store, then preceded by a Roman temple, which was then destroyed in demolition for preparing the new cathedral. The following is a map of the city of Cologne. As you can see, Cologne is a major metropolitan city that surrounds the Rhine River. Because of its proximity to the river, Cologne has always been a major trade city. This is a map of the Cologne Cathedral. The inside of the cathedral is 407,000 cubic meters. The highest point of the cathedral is 157 meters. The first question we were asked to answer is how did this site come to be considered sacred, and if there is anything about the physical or cultural landscape that influenced the establishment of this sacred site. Well, the Cologne Cathedral is the city's most famous monument and the Cologne residents' most respected landmark. It is a Gothic church that started in 1248 and was completed in 1880. In 1996, it was designated a World Heritage Site. It houses the Shrine of the Three Kings, which supposedly contains the relics of the Three Magi. In 1164, the Archbishop of Cologne, Ronald of Dassel, acquired the relics of the Three Kings, which the Holy Roman Emperor Frederick Barbarossa had taken from the Basilica of Sant Eustorgio, Milan, Italy. The relics have great religious significance and drew pilgrims from all over Christendom. The pictures at the bottom of the slide show the relic of the Three Kings and pilgrims gathering outside the cathedral. The cultural landscape influenced the establishment of this sacred site because, at the time of the cathedral's construction, Cologne was a part of the Holy Roman Empire. The whole empire consisted of Roman Catholics, and the people living in this region needed a place to worship. The picture at the bottom of the slide shows the territories that the Holy Roman Empire used to control. The second question we were asked to answer is, how does the geographic type of the region account for the development of the sacred site? Well, the city of Cologne is a metropolitan area that encompasses over 156 square miles. The city of Cologne lies within the larger area of the Cologne lowland, a cone-shaped area of southeastern Westphalia that lies between the cities of Bonn, Aachen, and Dusseldorf. Cologne is regularly affected by flooding from the Rhine River and is considered the most flood-prone European city. This accounts for why the cathedral was built up high on a hill. Also, the fact that the city is on the Rhine River made the city an ideal location for the building of the cathedral because people could easily access the city through the river. The third question we were asked to answer is there any conflict associated with the site? How is it expressed? And what is the potential for resolution? There is a conflict regarding the Cologne Cathedral, but it is not a conflict that was between groups of people or a conflict that needs to be resolved. Rather, the conflict regards the length of time it took to build the cathedral. It took 632 years to complete the construction of the cathedral, which, if you think about it, is more than double the amount of time of history of the United States. The main reason it took so long to construct the cathedral is because during the construction of the cathedral, the Protestant Reformation occurred and the Holy Roman Empire was overthrown. In 1473, construction stopped because the region was inhabited by an overwhelming number of Protestants and the Roman Catholics were kicked out. Since the inhabitants of Cologne were no longer Catholic, they did not feel the need to complete the construction of the cathedral. Work resumed on the cathedral in 1842 because of the Romantic enthusiasm for the Middle Ages, the discovery of the original plan for the facade, and the decision by the Protestant Prussian court that the completion of the cathedral would improve relations with the large number of Catholics it had gained. The completion of Germany's largest cathedral was celebrated as a national event on August 14, 1880, 632 years after construction had begun. The fourth question we were asked to answer is, what impact does this site have upon the nearby physical and cultural landscapes and vice versa? The cathedral has become Germany's most visited landmark, which has had many effects on the landscape around it, including the building of many tourist sites and shops around the cathedral. Also, in 2004, it was placed on the World Heritage in Danger list. As the only Western site in danger, due to plans to construct a high-rise building nearby, which would have visually impacted the site. The cathedral was removed from the list of endangered sites in 2006 following the authorities' decision to limit the heights of buildings constructed near and around the cathedral. So all the buildings around the cathedral have to be a good amount smaller than the cathedral itself. The cultural landscapes of the region have had huge impacts on the cathedral. The reason the cathedral was constructed in the first place was because of the religion of the region and the people's needs for worship. Also, the reason the construction of the cathedral took so long was because of the changing religions of the region. If the Protestant Reformation never happened and Protestants didn't move into the region, then the cathedral could have been completed in a much shorter length of time. The cathedral has impacted the cultural landscape of the region in various ways. The reason that the construction of the cathedral finally started again was to improve relations between the Protestants and the Catholics of the region. Also, still to this day, the cathedral attracts many Catholics to come to the region. The last question we were asked to answer is, how does the site itself represent the beliefs of the people group? The cathedral represents the beliefs of the Catholics by containing multiple Catholic treasures and artifacts. The medieval statue of Saint Christopher, a Catholic saint, welcomes travelers into the cathedral. And as mentioned before, the cathedral contains the Shrine of the Three Kings, which holds significant religious relevance to Catholics. Other important Catholic artifacts that are inside the cathedral include the crucifix of Bishop Giro, which is shown at the bottom left of the slide. Also, the 5 windows of the south side of the cathedral were given by Ludwig I of Bavaria, who was one of the most important and influential rulers in all of Germany. After completing this project, I have a newfound appreciation for the Cologne Cathedral and the city of Cologne. I think the fact that it took 632 years to complete the cathedral is astonishing. Like I said before, that's over double the history of the United States. In my opinion, it truly deserves to be considered a sacred site because of its fascinating history, beauty and how important it is to the city of Cologne and Roman Catholics alike.